The head of the Phoenix Police Department on the ropes and fighting back.
I am as angry and as outraged as I have ever been in the 39 years.
Jack Harris in the middle of a firestorm, some accusing him of fraud.
If I did something wrong by doing that, stand by, because I'm going to do it again and again and again.
And there are calls for the chief to go. Good evening, everybody. John Hook live outside of Phoenix Police Headquarters. Make no mistake about it, this is a department in turmoil tonight, and Jack Harris, some say, is really in a transition right now. Now, earlier today, their leader was defiant, saying that he was not going to go anywhere. You'd have to take his 4 stars off. But his latest challenge is certainly obvious. We have got sources, 2 of them, high-placed sources within the department, that say today Chief Harris started removing personal items from his office, a sign that a transition is underway, that he may be headed down the block to City Hall. We'll know a lot more on Friday. However, Phoenix police sources also, some of the officials here are telling us that's not the case. They're denying it, although we feel pretty strong about the information we've got, that there's a transition going on. One thing's clear, Chief Harris tonight is hanging by a thread.
Yeah, John, we heard Jack Harris say it. He's the angriest he's ever been. The angriest we've ever seen him, that's for sure. He's dealing with accusations that go to the core of his integrity and his ability to effectively lead a department that's already reeling from scandal and controversy. The question, did Chief Harris, the highest-ranking official at Phoenix PD, lie to the feds? Present them with exaggerated kidnapping numbers that garnered Phoenix the title of the kidnapping capital of the U.S., all in order to land millions of dollars in grant money for his department. The U.S. Justice Department is now investigating that. The department has admitted, the Phoenix Police Department, that some of the cases used to apply for the funds should not have been included in that report. They were not actually kidnappings at all. But Harris says there was no fraud and there was no lying. Listen to what he had to say and what the mayor and city council have to say about his accusations.
There is groups and people in this city right now that are trying to use some bean counter statistics to say that 250 kidnappings is not a problem, but 350 is, and that the police chief should step down because he has committed fraud. I've been accused that I've done something wrong because I went to the federal government and said, give me money to help me to protect this community and to protect my officers in these type of incidents. Well, I got news for you. If I did something wrong by doing that, stand by, because I'm going to do it again and again and again. And anyone that wants these stars can come and get them. But I got news for you. I'm not giving them to you. You're going to have to take them.
While some with a political agenda are trying to distract us all from the real issue, which is fighting crime, that this is statistical reporting, this is mistakes that will be corrected and not fraud or intentional acts by certainly the chief.
We need people to take responsibility. If Mr. Harris had decided months ago that he would do the investigation of these statistics, we would have been in a different position. But he continues to not want to discuss the issue.
Now, Chief Harris is not the only one getting a lot of unwanted attention these days. Now, you may not recognize him. His name is David Cavazos, and he is the city manager, basically the CEO of the city of Phoenix. He runs it. He makes the call where Harris's future is concerned. And you would think he would be talking right now after all of this is going on, but he's not. Andrew Hasman caught up with the city manager today. Andrew, what is he saying about this, if anything?
He's not saying much, John, but the bottom line is that the city manager is Chief Jack Harris's boss. He's the one who is going to decide the chief's fate. And he, so far, has not been very clear about what he plans to do. Apparently, he told some council members that he was going to reassign the chief, possibly move him down to City Hall. But everything appears to be changing by the day, if not by the hour, and some council members are not happy about that. process a few quick questions. The city manager left today's council meeting through a back door, but he couldn't avoid the questions. Why didn't the city and the police department act sooner on the bogus kidnapping numbers? And what's going to happen with the chief? This is all he's saying.
We have a press conference scheduled for Friday, and we'll be providing more information on this issue.
That apparently didn't cut it for some council members.
We need leadership from the city manager on down, and that's what I want to see, leadership from the city manager, and it's his responsibility.
Councilwoman Neely and others were under the impression the decision to reassign Chief Harris had already been made. But then the city issued a statement saying Harris would help plan the review of the inflated kidnapping numbers.
You don't give the employee in question the opportunity to set the scope of an investigation.
Vice Mayor Thelda Williams worries Harris is getting special treatment. Any other officer, she says, would likely be placed on leave during an investigation.
I don't care what your rank is, you should be treated the same as every other employee, whether it's an officer on the street, it's any department, all employees should be treated equally. I thought we had a strong city manager that would apply policy across the board, no matter what employee it applied to, and I don't see that happening.
The city manager is the police chief's boss, but the council is the city manager's boss. And it appears the damage may already be done.
Our responsibility is for our one employee, and that's the city manager, and we'll hold him accountable for what he's doing.
As you heard him say, the city manager plans to talk about all of these issues on Friday. It's pretty clear that some council members are expecting a certain outcome. But all the city manager would say, John, when he released this, frankly, very vague statement, is that some reporting changes are being considered as part of this review. Reporting changes, obviously referring to Jack Harris.
Yeah, no question. And I think, Andrew, what we're seeing here is you've got a guy, Jack Harris, who served the city for 40 years. I think there is definitely some sensitivity about trying to let this guy transition, if that's what we're going to see on Friday, to do it with him keeping his integrity and honor in place. It sounds, though, that some council members are a little more impatient than that.
There's no question about it, John. And, yeah, this is all turning very political. Everyone seems to be throwing their opinions out there. But I talked to one city council member today who told me when you're talking about a job this high profile, with a department that is this high profile and is dealing with so many different issues, it's very hard to make a situation like this not be political.
Get MyFoxPhoenix.com on your iPhone free at the App Store and stay connected.